Good morning and welcome to the show. This morning I have a special guest in the way of Dr. Ronald Johnston, and he is from Advanced Dermatology's Skin Care Center. And notice how I read his shirt when I introduce him. Dr. Johnston, thank you so much for coming on the show. We kind of have a little something in common here. We're both Air Force veterans, aren't we?
Yes, sir, we sure are. I graduated from, I went to the Air Force Academy and then was in the military and then just retired last year.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome to civilian life. And how's that treating you so far?
Oh, great. It's obviously, this, as you know, it's very different than the military life, but it's also great to get out and be able to sort of do what you want when you want. And
that's true.
Practice is growing well, so we're enjoying it.
It really is do you have a problem picking out a wardrobe? I know I do, because in the military so many years.
It's easier for doctors because I can wear scrubs or I can wear just a coat and a white coat with a tie or something. So it's still easy. I was a pilot early in the military first before I became a doctor, and so I had the flight suit option, so that was easy to
That's way
pick out.
easy, yeah.
And now I get the scrubs option, so it works out pretty good.
For me, it was always the green one or the blue one. What am I wearing today? Now, today it's a little bit more complicated than that. So you got this rich background. You got this great education, apparently, from the Air Force Academy. You flew jets, and you went from jets to medicine. How does those two go together? They go together like a fishing bicycle. How come?
Most people do think that, but actually, they're two highly professional professions, basically.
Sure.
So, and you have the fighter pilot, you have the excitement. It's a little bit more of the exciting side of the world. But also in the medicine, I found that extremely enriching and exciting to me as far as I get to help people. I still get lots of toys in dermatology, so I have my lasers, I get to do cosmetics, I get to treat young adults as well as kids, as well as older adults. So it's rewarding in that regard. So I like both of them. And also I liked fighter jets, so I pulled a lot of G's. So you like to do that when you're younger, sort of like play football when you're younger. When you get older, your body just doesn't recover quite as well. So transitioning into medicine was sort of the long-term plan and something I could do until I was
Why
older.
dermatology?
Dermatology appealed to me because I was able to see patients on a day-to-day basis, as well as I was able to do a lot of procedures. So we do, cut things out. We're able to help people. And the other nice thing about dermatology is a lot of things that we see, I can see, as opposed to an internal medicine doc who you're trying to find something in the body. I can actually usually see the problem, and we can usually fix the problem, as well as I get to do cosmetics, and like I said, we get to work with lasers and things like that, which I find very interesting.
Now, where's your practice located?
We have several locations. We just actually opened up a location right here in Panama City at the Gulf Coast Medical Center on State Avenue. We have a clinic in Panama City Beach, and we're also in Destin and Niceville.
Now, we're up against the break right now because time is always the enemy on TV. But I do want to talk about some of the dangers that particularly for Floridians. I mean, we have to be more cognizant of the damaging rays of the sun. I think everybody knows it's bad for you, but maybe you can tell us how bad it really can be and what we can do to protect ourselves.
Well, the sun is the enemy. Basically, when you tan, your body is actually trying to defend itself. 1 in 5 Americans, they estimate, will actually get a skin cancer sometime in their life. And 1 person in America every hour dies from melanoma. So it's extremely serious as far as the risks and the dangers. And it's a cumulative effect. So it adds up. It's the 5 minutes here, the 10 minutes on Shell Island, or the hour on Shell Island, 15 minutes walking the dog. All that adds up over 30, 40, 50 years to increase your chance of sun damage that causes darkening of the skin, age spots, wrinkles, and then skin cancer.
Yikes. Got to run off to the local weather. Brought to you by the West Pittman Law Firm, westpittmanlawfirm.com. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with a fascinating guy, Dr. Ronald Johnston, and we're talking about your skin. Doc, we've got a very limited time, but what are some of the different types of skin cancer we need to look out for?
There's 3 main types of skin cancer. There's basal cell carcinoma, which is the most common, squamous cell carcinoma, and then melanoma is the big bad one.
Now, you do a lot of preventive stuff. I know you've got this special SPF 45, what do you call it?
Sunscreen. Yeah, the main thing you want to look for is get a quality product. Broad spectrum is the main thing you want to look for, which means it covers you from UVA and UVB. ultraviolet A and B. And then you want to make sure if you're going to go to the beach, get something that's water resistant, and it'll either have a 40-minute or 80-minute time frame.
Now, somebody like me, I'm like, hey, I'm dark, I don't need sunscreen. Not so, huh?
That's correct. Even with darker skinned individuals, you can get skin cancer. Plus, you're also going to get the age spots and the wrinkles. So those are the things that will happen no matter what type of skin type. And the skin type, the darker skin types, even only get you maybe 3 to 5 SPF. So
now
not much.
You do a lot of other things there besides treating the skin. I noticed you've got some Juvederm here. What is that?
So Juvederm is one of the popular fillers, and a filler is something that's going to absorb water and plump up the skin. So it works
like these lines here?
Correct. It would work great on you there, Dan, as far as plumping this up, and also with the lines down here.
And what's all this about? This is Botox, I guess.
Botox, everyone pretty much knows what Botox is. There's some competitors now also out there, but Botox is sort of the big one. It basically paralyzes the muscle and works especially on the crow's feet, and in between the eyebrows are 2 of the common areas where it'll improve.
Well, geez, just looking at all this, I think I could use just about everything on this table.
You can call it just a little bit of a touch-up. So it's a little touch-up on the skin, make you look a little fresher, maybe 5, 10 years younger, maybe a little longer.
Oh, man, I need to do all that. Now, you also do hair transplants as well.
Correct. We do the NeoGraft hair transplant, which will basically take hair in small little plugs and transplant it where you want it.
You know, we need to talk after the show.
Absolutely.
So how long has you had your practice here?
We just opened last year, so we opened a year ago. We just opened the practice in Panama City last week, actually.
Oh, okay. Congratulations. And how do we get in touch with you? Do you have a website or a phone number?
Absolutely. If you go to www.advanceddermclinic.com, that's one of the numbers. And then we have multiple numbers. The main one you could do is 855-MY-DERM-DOC, which is a toll-free number, and that actually reaches a main number, which you can reach any of our practices at that number.
www.advanceddermclinic.com. Advanceddermclinic.com. I'm going to Google that up right after this. Dr. Ron Johnston, thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing your knowledge with us, and you're certainly welcome back anytime. And protect your skin, and we'll be right back after your Mad Hatter Minute.
Hi, this is David Lovett, and this is your Mad Hatter Minute. Summer is upon us, and the heat is here. And have you ever gotten into your vehicle, open the door, and you get hit with a heat wave? You sit back down inside, and the first thing you do is turn on that AC system. You want your AC to be cold. You want your car to be cold so you can be comfortable. Up to your surprise, you turn on the AC system, and it blows warm air. Well, if it's blowing warm air, you have a problem. You have a problem somewhere back in your AC system, and the only real way to tell what it's going to be is take it to a certified technician to identify what the problem is. Now, your AC system is a closed system, which means that the freon that runs inside the AC system should not escape. A common problem over winter time is that people don't run their AC system. We have very mild winters. People let their windows down, and they stay cool with just the air from the car. This doesn't do good for your AC system. There's oil inside the AC system that keeps the seals lubricated. If you don't use your AC system in the wintertime, the seals shrink and you lose your freon. Summertime comes back around, you turn your AC system on, and all of a sudden you don't have any cold air. So you take it to a certified technician, they put freon back into it. There are 2 styles of freon. The old style freon that was damaging the ozone was the R12 freon. That's not made anymore. In June 1995, the federal government came down with a mandate saying that R134 freon is what to use. If you have an old vehicle, R12 is probably going to be your freon. R134 is the new freon. You cannot mix the 2 freons. You will have problems. In replacing parts, you replace the part that has failed, but always replace the receiver dryer and the orifice tube. These are 2 other critical components back into the AC system that even if they haven't failed, they need to be replaced. This is David Lovett, and this has been your Mad Hatter Minute.
Welcome back. It's Thursday, and you know what that means. It's time for our vocal tip of the week from Pamela Elliott from Elliott Vocal Studios. Pamela,
Hi, Don.
Hi, thanks for coming back on again.
You're welcome. Thank
vocal
you.
Tip of the week. I mean, we're excited because every Thursday now we can learn a little something from you, and maybe some budding artists out there can learn something from you as well.
Oh, I'm excited because I've got a lot of information to share.
What are some of the do's and don'ts that we should be aware of for new artists?
For speaking engagements and also singing, I thought that I'd do a little series called the Do's and Don'ts, and we're going to go ahead and do a do. Okay.
What's some of the things we should do for speaking and vocals?
One of the things,
people don't think of that. When they think of vocals, they always think of singing. I mean, I don't really think of speaking. And I guess
that's true. But I have people actually come into the studio and we work on that. We work on how to speak in public and how to stay, healthy to do that, because speakers have just as many issues as singers do sometimes.
Sure,
I mean, it can be interesting,
You have to have stage presence. You got to be able to project. People need to be able to understand you.
Absolutely. And you have to be able to flow. So that's one of the things we work on as well. But one of the do's is to stay hydrated. Okay, we all know we're supposed to drink water, but when you're a vocalist or you're a speaker, you don't want to drink a gallon of water before you go and speak or sing.
That's true, because it'll be a very short speech.
It will be a very short speech for more reasons than one.
Yeah.
But that one of the biggest reasons is you don't want to fill your belly full of water and then not be able to get good vocal breath, the kind of breath you need to sing. It's just like eating. If you eat too much and you put all that in your stomach right before you go sing or go speak, well, you've got, you just can't get your breath and you can't get that proper, support that you really need for those things. So
it's almost like preparing for an athletic event.
Yes, absolutely. Like. And the thing is to stay hydrated over time and do it properly. The statistics are that you divide your body weight in half and you drink that many ounces of water, throughout the day. And stay hydrated. And if you do that on a daily basis, you're going to be hydrated all the time. So that's a great thing to do. The other thing about water is water's great before you sing, room temperature. Don't drink cold water because
does it do something to your throat?
Yes,
or
it does.
cords?
You want to constrict your vocal cords, drink something with ice in it. That's not a good thing to do. Make sure you drink just room temperature water is great. Reverse osmosis preferably. Because reverse osmosis water is so much cleaner and better for you. So those are just some things to do.
So filtered water, is that what you're saying?
Filtered water, yeah. Filtered water is great. The other thing that you can do is if you're feeling a little scratchy and you're feeling a little stressed out about your performance and you feel like you're getting all, you just don't feel good about it, and then you feel like you're going to drink some hot tea, don't drink it with caffeine in it.
Yeah.
Drink decaffeinated tea, okay? Because caffeine is a diuretic and it will dry your vocal cords out. So you don't want to do that because you're going to get up there and start choking. You're not constantly having to wet your whistle, so to speak, by having a glass of water there and you're like, oh, excuse me.
Is tea and hot drinks in general good for your throat? I've heard of like tea with lemon would be good for a sore throat.
It's good, of course. It is good. You just don't want to drink caffeinated before you go sing. Now, if you want to drink caffeinated tea, it's fine to drink caffeinated tea. I mean, tea is good for you. It's just not right before you go and sing. You want to.
Some of the most stressful things people can do is public speaking
Oh,
or
yes.
performing in public. And those tips are just great to know. Drink
Absolutely.
coffee, drink plenty of water.
Right. Coffee is not your friend on a day that you're going to be speaking in public or singing in public. Drink it after you perform or after you speak. That's just like you don't want to, eat dairy before you go sing because it
Makes
causes,
you kind of phlegmy or whatever.
it does, and that's not a good thing to do. Hey, afterwards, go for it. It's great.
Pamela, Elliott, thank you so much for giving us that vocal tip of the week, and we look forward to getting another tip from you next week as well.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to the show. I have my old friend Dayton Vause in the studio today. You may know him from Talk Radio's 101's weekend show. I can barely talk. I'm a broadcaster. That's what I do. Digging in with Dayton. Dayton, thanks so much for
Thanks for
coming
having
on.
me. I
Thanks
like
for
the set. This is great.
Well, I get that a lot. Thank you. Oh, you mean the furniture? Yes,
Well, yeah, the
yes.
things have changed since I
Now,
was here.
for people who don't know you, who don't listen to talk radio, you're kind of a kinder, gentler talk radio host, aren't you?
I like to think so.
Yeah.
We try to have as much fun as we possibly can on Saturday mornings. So it's Saturday morning from 6 to 9, Talk Radio 101. But yeah, we fool around on my show a lot more than most talk show hosts do. But
I enjoy listening to you because, you know, a lot of people sleep in on Saturdays, but you know what? I listen to you in bed.
It's doable.
Do with that what you will. Not in that way. I do.
We'll wait till Saturday, and we will.
I'll turn you on in the morning, and I'll be laying in bed listening to you, just giggling. You know.
I like that's a great response to have, because that's what it's all about. We try to poke fun at stuff. We don't really get too serious at all. In fact, throughout the show, I'll be saying, in a minute, I'm going to get serious. And then the third
But you
hour,
never do,
no,
do you?
No, it never happened. It hadn't happened yet. But you know, it's still possible. I don't think it. Nah, not really.
But you know, but what I do like about your show, Dayton, is that not only do you entertain and you make me laugh and all that stuff, you do throw out a nugget of truth every now and then, and then do with it what you will. I mean, you don't draw any conclusions most of the time, do you?
Oh no. We like to leave people hanging for the most part. We like to entertain conspiracy theories, no matter how bizarre they are. That, you know, because it opens up the audience quite a bit. You know, and then we like to just poke fun at things. If we're going to talk politics, it's usually from a libertarian perspective, and but most people find that palatable, even though it may not be necessarily their cup of tea. So
now you've been a libertarian before being libertarian was cool.
Yeah, it's been a lonely party. I've been dancing in my underwear for 30 years now, and that people are just now starting to show up.
Risky business,
yes,
dancing in your underwear. I like it.
But, no, my dad got
No, I don't like it. It's a disturbing visual, Dayton, but yeah.
Yeah, it is. But my dad got me a book for graduation when I graduated high school called How to Find Happiness During the Decline of Western Civilization. And I read it, and then I read Atlas Shrugged back to back twice. Right after that. So and it was a very hot summer in Houston, Texas. But anyway, it forever changed me. I've been a libertarian ever since. So
well, you know, and I admire your joie de vivre, as they say, or your love of life, and that comes through on the radio when people listen to you.
Yeah, I don't think you should take anything too seriously, because you'll end up, you know, not happy. And so I try to be as jovial as I possibly can, because that's we start the show out every day. This is the day the Lord has made. Rejoice and be glad in it. Be happy.
You're like me. Take your work seriously. Take yourself lightly. And we've got to run off to a break. So on that note, we'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with my friend Dayton Vause from Digging In With Dayton on Talk Radio 101 on weekends. That's Saturdays from 6 to 9.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
And here's a guy who doesn't take himself seriously.
Not very much.
Not very much, which is good.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I like that. Now, you came in here and you said that you had mentioned that you entertain conspiracy theories, no matter how bizarre.
Yes, it's a lot of fun.
And you let people draw their own conclusions.
Sure.
One thing you did mention was that there were solar panels in California that were frying birds as they flew by. Is that true?
Yes.
Or is that just another urban legend you're perpetuating?
Oh no, no. That would be fun if I could come up with stuff like that. But you know, the more I find stories like that, I wish I was that inventive. But no, there's a solar field out there, one of these places where they're generating a bunch of power.
A solar farm. Yeah.
Every 2 minutes, it's zapping a bird out of the sky, and they've got a name for them. They call them streamers because they burst into flame. It's a little plume of smoke that they leave that they call them streamers. Yeah.
So it's like fried chicken just falling out of the sky.
Pretty much, yeah. They've set up a couple of places, but the health inspector is just not really into them selling.
Now, is that the original recipe or extra crispy? That comes.
Actually, by the time they hit the ground, there's very little left of the bird.
This green movement is really something else.
It is.
Between that and the windmills, it's going to be amazing if we have any birds left.
Windmills are really doing a number on the larger birds.
They're chopping them up.
Yeah, they're chopping them up like crazy, but it makes it easier to fry them. So.
They should have a wind farm next to the solar farm, and you could just
if you put them both together,
you get pieces and
pretty much dinner.
Just lay the buckets out and collect them that way. So people listen to your show. Your show doesn't have any particular message. I know it's a libertarian message for the most part.
For the most part, yeah. We put out libertarian news and things like that, but not all that often. Primarily, if you're not up if you're up on a Saturday morning and you want to be entertained, That's what I'm there for. Now, I do give out some news and local things that are going on in the community and all that, but for the most part, it's goofing around, and people seem to like it.
It's fun news.
It is fun news.
I mean, everything's so deadly serious nowadays, and the news and in politics are just gotten so, so nasty. It's nice to be able to have a place to go on the radio. We can get a little light news and, maybe have a few yucks too.
I mean, if you didn't do that, you'd never know about the lady that ate the couch. I did a story about a lady that just couldn't help herself. She ate the stuffing out of couches, and she'd been through quite a few of them. And I was just thinking, what if you went to somebody's house with her, and you step out to go get some refreshments, and you come back and you have no place to sit because she's
eating the couch.
Yeah, she ate the inside.
There's a show like that called My Strange Addiction, where people eat weird stuff.
That's really nuts.
By eating a couch.
She's eaten several of them, not just one.
It can't be good for you.
I wouldn't think so, but my digestive tract is just not that tolerable.
I guess she's getting plenty of fiber, if nothing else. She's getting plenty of fiber. And these are the stories we need to know about,
You
Dayton.
do need to know about these kind of things, and that is what I'm here for. I fill that need. So, I mean, who else would tell you about people eating couches?
Dayton Vause, Digging with Dayton. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. It's always a good time.
It is always a good time when I have you on. You're welcome back anytime.
I appreciate
that. Listen to Digging In with Dayton, Talk Radio 101 on Saturdays, 6 to 9 a.m. And that's going to be the last word. We'll see you next time.